Olivia's a firecracker.
She's tiny but has a lot of energy. She speaks what comes to her mind. She'll let you know what her opinion is.
You know, she does like a really good job of just like asking people about their feelings and like getting to know them on a deeper level.
And Olivia, like if you were to take the time to get to know her, she would drop anything to go and help them out, no matter what the circumstances were.
Sorry. How's your semester going?
Solid.
Solid? What type of classes are you taking? Remind me what type of classes are you taking? I was a huge troublemaker. I did not like the word no. I liked that word for myself. And I was just always in constant trouble. Hit my siblings, I would hit different classmates. I would run out of the classroom. I would, my mother was constantly called. There was never a day where she was not called.
She's very determined. I think many times when she came into my office, there was because there was an issue, there was a problem, and she wanted me to fix it right then and there and demanded for me to fix it. So during the time that she was here, we worked hard on how to fix things and how to fix them the right way.
As a kid, you get confused, you know, especially when you go through the foster care system. You're not always, my twin sister and my twin brothers weren't really comprehending what was really what was going on. We were constantly asking questions, but I think we were asking questions in our behavior. Like we weren't comprehending, we were acting out. But me, out of everyone. One day, my mom told me, Olivia, we're not going anywhere today. And I got mad. I'm like, I want to go somewhere, because I'm so used to going somewhere every day. My mom came to me and says, we're not going anywhere today. We're going to have a visitor come to the house. I didn't like visitors. I was the type of person who, it was my kingdom, my castle, my territory. If I said no, it was going to be no. And this lady came knocking on the door, and I remember it being after my snack time. She had books, she had crayons, she had paper, she had all these fun little toys. It's kind of like Mary Poppins, you know, what was all in that bag, you know? And she came in, she goes, hi, I'm Faye. And she came in, you know, I'm acting up. Didn't want her in my home, didn't want her in my area, you know, and she goes, draw me a picture. I said, no. Okay. I remember just looking at her, I'm like, oh, she said okay. She wasn't gonna fight me on this. It was just, and then she brought out a little puppet. It was a pig puppet. And she kind of talked to me, says, hi, Olivia, I'm Faye. And then I kind of was like, oh, she has a puppet, you know? And that was kind of how it started going. She played with me.
I met Olivia, I think she was around 5. I work in an in-home program, so I actually went to Olivia's house to meet her and her family. And we met at the kitchen table, and I kind of explained things to them. Olivia was probably, my guess is, Olivia was probably all over. She was probably sitting at some point, but also probably here, there, and everywhere.
I hated it. I started throwing chairs when she was over. I started hitting her. I would start I was just very aggressive. Every time she would come over, and then she started taking me out to the office, and things kind of started getting in order a little bit, and we would go get a snack, we would go back to the office, and we would play. Again, it was never, ever, Olivia, do this for me. She let me lead. She did.
So she always knew Faye was coming at this time. It was after school, so I usually picked her up from school. We'd go get a snack, because you have to do that after school, and then we'd go to the office or go to someplace in the community and do our work. As Olivia got older, there were times we just drove and drove and yeah, and just talked.
I grew into a respectful person who believed that she was called to help me, and she stuck with me and didn't give up. Because, you know, a lot of people give up easily, and she is a very strong woman and didn't want to give up at all. Sorry.
It's really nice to see a success story. We don't always get to see them. We know they're there. But a lot of times you get people to where they're doing well and they're managing and they don't need you anymore, but you don't get to see how well that develops. And so it's really nice when you get to hear or get to see and you know that they have that potential. I mean, all those years watching Olivia grow and change and mature, you knew she had this in her, and always hoping that she would get there.
Did you run yesterday?
Huh?
You run?
I sure did. I sure did.
Running for her was a strength, but it was also something that really helped her moods and her emotions. Olivia did much better emotionally when she was running, and when she finally found that niche, it was so good for her.
I stuck with it, and my doctor would call me and we'll go in for checkups, and he goes, "Your grades are getting good. You're doing phenomenal on track and cross country, Olivia. You're going to state. You're doing so much better. Why didn't we do this when you were in grade school?"
So I think people's premise a lot of times when they hear the word children's home is that it's either an orphanage or it's a place where kids live, which is true. We do have a residential component, but it is so much more than that. We are all such a part of that community and helping children and families within the community to get through some tough times.
If you allow people in your village or in your support system who are willing to help, you need to accept the help. I have not met one individual who who doesn't want you to succeed in some type of way. They want you to be the best version you can be. Again, I have never, ever, ever met a soul that wanted to hurt me when I came to the children's home. It was always Olivia, I like those shoes. Olivia, I like that skirt. Olivia, you got a pretty dress on today.
It does so many wonderful things in the community that you can't even, we're in the schools and we're helping kids, on a daily basis in schools. We're helping pregnant and parenting teens and young moms and, families in lots of different communities.
It feels very good to know that people want to see me succeed and they want the best for me.
I think that she always has positive energy, so if something negative comes up, she's like, oh, let's think of it in a positive way.
She's got a ton of talent and she continues to get better.
She's just a light on campus that everyone knows and just uplifts everyone.
She did the work. I was just there.